Welcome to American BBQ'ers. Today we're going to revisit my pulled pork with this nice beautiful 9.5 pound pork butt. I'm going to try a little bit different method than my last video. The last time I just seasoned it, threw it on the smoker, pulled it off, wrapped it, threw it in a pan, and then put it back on. This time I've used a mustard binder on the butt, and I'm using two different seasonings. I've got the Swine Life Mississippi Grind and the Boar's Night Out White Lightning. I've got it all seasoned all over. I'm going to cook it from the beginning in this pan. I'm not going to wrap, not going to do anything. I'm just going to throw it on at 225 and let it sit until it's finished. I'm going to take it to 203 internal. I'm expecting anywhere from a 12 to 18 hour cook, all depending on the fat content in the middle of this butt, because that's going to dictate how long your cook actually takes. So it's going on about 7:30 right now at night. I'm going to let this rub sit for about an hour. So at 8:30, I'm going to put it on the smoker. And I will see you first thing in the morning when I get up and check on it. Okay, it's been approximately about 15 hours on the smoker. We got good looking bark here. We've got a lot of juice in this pan. That's exactly what I wanted to see when doing this method. I'm going to take and pour off some of this juice in a pot right here. We're going to save this juice. And this has fat in it as well. We're going to save it, and when we actually pull our pork, we're going to use this to mix back in to give ourselves a nice juicy final product. Okay, we're going to wrap and rest our product. Just take a little bit of aluminum foil. I'm going to leave my probe. That way I can monitor the temperature. Do like this. It's kind of why I like the meter probe. You can do all your wrapping and still keep your probe intact. So from here, you should have a cooler, and you're going to want to pre-warm your cooler with boiling water. That's what I did. I'm going to pour this out really quick. Pour it out. I have some lightly warmed towels. I'm just going to line the bottom here. I'm going to place our pork in. Then I'm going to top it with another towel, like so. You put the lid on. You need to work fast to keep that cooler heat in. We're going to let this rest for 2 to 3 hours before we pull. I'm going to continue monitoring the temperature. I'm going to like to try to get it 4 to 5 hours resting if I can, but if the temperature starts dropping too much, then we'll pull it and we'll wrap it, and that's when we'll come back. Okay, it's been about 4 hours since we put our pork butt in the cooler. I'm going to take it on out. Still feel the heat in here. Like so. I'll set these back in. that right there. Man, that looks good. Take the bone here. I can get a hold of it. Look at that. This meat is still piping hot even after 4 hours of sitting and resting. Now from here, it is way too hot for me to get my hands going in it. Take a couple forks, or if you have the claws, use your claws, and look how easy this is shredding. Look at that. People wonder why you rest for so long. That allows the juices to kind of stop what they're doing. This meat still stays piping hot, as you can see right here. I'm going to continue shredding this whole thing, and I'll show you what to do with that liquid candy that we poured out of this container when we got it off the grill. Okay, we've got it all shredded. Now when you shred your pork, you do not want to overdo it. Okay, if you tear it completely apart where every little single strand of meat is its own little individual, you're going to end up with dry pork. You want to leave chunks like this because the juice sits in between every single little strand, and that's how you get juicy. They're all pulled apart. There's no place for that juice to hold up. So what I like to do is my pot of our liquid flavor here. I warmed it back up because it has been 4 hours sitting down in the pot. I'm going to just pour some of this over it like so. And that way I can get it nice and mixed in and ensure that our pork that we have here is the juiciest that we're going to be able to make it. Okay, once you pour it over, just give it a little mix. With this all nice and heated up, that's going to help hold our temperature on our pork here. And then from here, you serve immediately, or put a piece of tin foil back over it and throw it back in the cooler. You can hold it like this for another hour or two and still be just fine. But right here is some delicious pulled pork.